What's up guys, welcome to another episode of Luke's Vlog. Today I'm in Chiang Mai at a place called In the City. It's a hostel and co-working space, like a co-live-in for digital nomads. Today we are going to hike the Monks Trail, which is a really popular hike for monks, because monks all over the world, they come here to visit a temple that's like up the mountain that you cannot see right now because of all the smog. It's really polluted this time of year, which is like end of April-ish. Bring some extra lungs. But right now I'm going to go to a coffee place just down the road. It's like right there. But yeah, the place we'll be staying at, it's been really cool. It's a co-working space, co-living, and it has really good Wi-Fi. Like I got 120 Mbps at one point. The dorms are pretty good. They're pretty nice. They're air conditioned, and yeah, it has like a roof terrace, which looks a bit crappy because it rained last night. But yeah, it's really good. So let's get some coffee right now. Can I get a caramel latte, please? Caramel latte? Yeah. While I'm doing this hike, in just a few minutes, I'm gonna talk to you about some business things, because a lot of you guys have been asking me, okay, how do I make this digital nomad life work for me? What do I need to do? What are some things that, you know, need to happen, or what are the questions that I need to ask? So I'm gonna get this coffee, drink it, and then I'll see you on the hike. Well, there used to be something here, but it's gone. All right, before I get into what you need to do to become a digital nomad, or how to become a digital nomad, I want to point out a few differences between like working in Chiang Mai versus working in Bali. In Chiang Mai, the people who are here, like the digital nomad community, they work a lot. And with a lot, I mean like maybe 10 hours a day or something. You know, it's all good. And you're in the city, so there's not a lot to do, I guess. Just experience different foods, because there's a lot of, you know, food here, and yeah, like enjoy nightlife, I guess. But Bali definitely had a better work-life balance for me, at least, because I enjoy being in nature, and God, it's fucking tiring. And if you want to enjoy nature here in Chiang Mai, you gotta take a Grab or a car outside of the city. Walking up this trail now, it's pretty steep. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but okay, I think I'm just gonna walk up a bit and find a spot to talk to you guys about how to become a digital nomad. Okay, so while I'm hiking in this 40 degrees Celsius weather, I want to take this little time to explain to you guys how I make this lifestyle possible, basically, because I posted this video just for my subscribers, deleted after 24 hours. I asked you guys, okay, what do you want to know? What do you want to know from me? And a few of you guys asked, okay, how do I make this a reality for myself? So that's what I'm gonna try to talk about. So this video is not going to be a step-by-step guide, definitely not. It's more like, okay, what are the questions that you need to ask and the answers you need to find for yourself in order to get your mind in the right place to make this a possibility for yourself. So it's more about mindset, okay? Because there are step-by-step guides out there that teach you a route, but before you get to that, you need to work on this. What is considered a digital nomad? In my definition, digital nomad is someone who does his career online, just needs an internet connection, and lives anywhere in the world. He doesn't have like a real home. He just travels around, moves from place to place, maybe some place a bit longer than the others, but that's what a digital nomad is to me. By the way, shirt's off because I'm dripping. It's insanely hot. It's actually summer here in Thailand right now. So the path that I've chosen for being a digital nomad are basically a mix of two. One is the business owner, and two is the investor. This is not standard. Most digital nomads do something else, which I'll get into. I'll explain about my path like in a few minutes. So like during my travels and my time abroad, I've met with a lot of digital nomads, and so most of them freelance or they have a remote working contract. Now most of the time they just have a few clients that they work for, or one. I met a few guys who just have one client and they like remote work, and it's cool. They just do the work, have a few meetings online, and that's it. So that's what I've seen most digital nomads do. Like they do a bit of client work, basically. I don't do that. So there are a lot of jobs that can be done abroad. Like most anything that has to do with internet can probably be done remotely. Or if you can just use the internet to send over your work, it can probably be done remotely. Let me sum up a few things that I've seen a lot by other digital nomads. Okay, so marketing, web design, social media management, any type of programming, any type of consulting, like business consulting, coaching, content creation, like text or video or visuals. A lot of things can be done remotely. So there are a few lists on the internet that list these kind of things, and I'll put a link in the description of this video so you can find that. So I'm nearing the temple, I guess, which means I should probably put on a shirt. Okay, so moving away from temple grounds now because you're supposed to be quiet there, and I want to find a place where I can finish this conversation with you. So I hope this leads to somewhere. This might actually be a route to a temple that's even higher, but let's find a place. Okay, let's go. Okay, so if you want to get into this lifestyle, I suggest you look into one of those skills required to make one of those jobs. Build a highly valuable skill, and that's like the first way to get this thing going. Also, I highly suggest that you go on Facebook to find a few groups of digital nomads where you can like learn and see what like job opportunities are out there. I'll put a few links in the description for the Facebook groups that I've joined, and you'll probably see me commenting in there as well. Okay, now what I just mentioned, building the skills for those jobs, that's probably like the easiest way to get there, but it's not the best, at least in my opinion, it's not. Because when you're freelancing or doing a remote contract, it's still like your time that you spend is like equal your income. And that doesn't give a lot of freedom because you still need to be working a lot to make like a decent living. So I just kind of assume that you're looking for a bit more freedom. So that's what I'm about to talk about. So if I wanted to, I could personally, I could stop working for a month and still make the same amount of money that I did last month. I could do this for a while because I use systems and people as leverage. And I'll explain it in a bit, but let me point out that there's a huge difference between like being a digital nomad and being a traveling entrepreneur, is what I call myself at least. Because I'm a business owner, like I own a business and I don't work in my business. Like someone who's freelancing, fucking mosquitoes. Ugh. Right. So someone who is like freelancing, he actively works in his business. And if you are a business owner, you don't. You have people for that. So if you want to know more about this, and if you're like really ready to take action, I highly suggest that you smash that like button. No, I'm just kidding. But there are 3 books that I really recommend for you to read. Which is number 1 is The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. This is what got me like started thinking about this actually, and it's like a really good book. It's been like a bestseller on Amazon for like years and years in a row. Number 2 is Rich Dad Poor Dad, which like teaches you about the mindset, about like using your money for you, like making your money work for you. And that's a really good book as well. And it has like a follow-up, which is Rich Dad Poor Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant. And that teaches you about like the paths you can take in career basically. And like I just said, like I mentioned a few minutes before, I have taken the path of business owner / investor. I've chosen this path because I don't want my time to be connected to the money that I make. Because in my business, like any input that I give on a weekly basis into my business, it's not gonna result in like a direct outcome. No, it's gonna result in like more cash flow in the following months and years to come. I'm really thinking long-term about this, and that's what you should do too. Like I mentioned in my last video, my background is in marketing and also in creative. And these days there are a lot of things that you can do to automate your marketing. To automate your traffic to your website, you automate a lot of like conversions and stuff like that. For example, we use Google AdWords to drive traffic to our website. And Google AdWords is like a marketing pay-per-click kind of thing. And if you set things up correctly, like it takes a little while to set things up, but after a while, things like kind of go automatically. You can probably manage like a huge campaign if you set it up correctly with like an hour a month. not even. And you can just like spend a few hours and it just keeps generating profit, because it's like a result-driven kind of marketing thing. Just like Facebook ads, if you know how to do that. So the same goes for search engine optimization, which is like driving organic traffic. That's what we use as well. Like we use like a big basis to set it up. It takes some time to set it up, but to keep things going and to keep things growing, we just basically use partners, and that's what we call leverage. Like we use other people to make sure that those things are taken care of, and yeah, it drives profit. So we spend about like a bit over $1,000 a month to partners for SEO. We get a lot of money out of that as well. So, and it's totally automated. Like we trust those people and we don't have to even look at it. And the same thing we do for like content generation, right? Because every website, it needs text, and I'm not a good writer and my partner's not a good writer. So we use people to write things for us. I don't have to spend the time on it, and they're way better than me. So why should I do it myself? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. So you need to use people to your advantage, okay? Systems and leverage. So in my main business that I'm working on right now, I basically take care of this leverage. I make sure that we use the right people for the right jobs. And my partner, who is much more technically adept, he looks for like systems to use for our advantage. Like for example, we use like code to like generate dynamic content for like pages on our website. Okay, and this tells Google like, hey, this is a unique web page, and Google loves unique pages. So yeah, that's what we use. And also we use techniques to grow our branding and lead generation through like platforms like LinkedIn. Like we have a lot of automation for LinkedIn, and we can do the same for a lot of different platforms, but we haven't utilized that yet because like you gotta like focus on other things first to grow things. Yeah, I can go on for a while, but I hope you get the point. Like use people and systems to your advantage so you don't have to do all the work yourself. Same thing I do with this YouTube channel. Like I have an editor and he does like 80% of the editing, and I just do the last 20% because I do enjoy editing. It's like a hobby for me. This vlogging thing is like a hobby for me. It's like a creative outlet. I enjoy it, so you know, but use people to do like a lot of the work for me so that I can like, yeah, do the things that I think is fun. So concrete example, in my last video that I deleted, I told you my first website that I created, it's still generating me about 1.5K profit a month. And yeah, it's fully automated. It's fully passive. I do not look at it. Like the past 3 months, I haven't even looked at it. It's just an income generator, and it's really handy to have. And definitely if you're like traveling and you don't want to worry about your money running out, basically, like build something that generates income on like a monthly basis. So there's no worrying and you can just live life, and that's great. Because I have that business, I can actually focus on my other business that I'm really passionate about and really want to grow into like a huge thing while I'm traveling. So yeah, it's like something to sustain myself, and I should suggest you look into that too. I hope you found this helpful, and listen, heart to heart here, if you want this, you got to take action, and that's the only thing. You got to stop pondering and just start making steps. Do something to learn what's right and what's not right. Listen, I've failed so many times before I got it right, before I start making like my first $100 a month. You just gotta do it until you see some results. Like set some money aside to learn this, basically. Set some money aside to put into like creating a passive income or stream of income every month, so you can learn how to do this and really create like a life full of freedom, because that's what it's all about for like digital nomads, at least. So you can explore the world, travel, do whatever you want. If you're gonna take one thing away from this video, is that if you wanna make a change in your life and the way you're living your life, you gotta start with yourself. Like the first change comes from your mind. Like you gotta believe that you can do this, because you can, everybody can do this. Change your mind, change your life. Also, a little intercut here, I forgot to mention something, which is that if you are already a freelancer, if you already own a business, take a look at the steps that you're taking, like the process that you use to create like success. If you're doing client work, how do you create a successful outcome? What are the steps? What are the things you need to do? And like really, like write it down and see what you like the most, what you're the best at, and see if you can outsource the things that you're not so good at. For example, I don't know, when you're doing writing, maybe you got to do research before you write. Maybe you can hire someone to do the research for you who's like faster and really cheap, because you can outsource a lot, and then you just do the writing. Maybe yeah, like something like that. One of like the big struggles most freelancers face is that they're kind of afraid to let go of control, because their business is connected to their name, and that's something that you gotta watch out for that, because you know, a one-man show can only scale so far. And that's why I'm like, the company that I'm creating, I don't really put my name anywhere. I want people to know my company, not my name. Back to the video. Oh, by the way, I told you everything while hiking, because if you're doing this, it's like a hike. You gotta go uphill, it's gonna feel a bit shitty, but once you get there, it's gonna be amazing. Unless when it's smoky season in Chiang Mai, then it's kind of not so beautiful. Okay, welcome to Doi Suthep. This is a temple that has been a holy place for more than 1200 years. Once Buddhism was introduced, like the Siamese people, they considered this place to be the center of the universe. So it's pretty special. This is like a place where people go for meditation and stuff. So yeah, look at that thing. Look at that beautiful Buddha. And this is where I'm gonna end the video. So I really hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell, so if I like post at 24 hours or I will delete the video, you will actually see it. Notification squad, let's go. All right, guys, see you later. Peace. Okay, let me know in the comments what you are going to do this week in order to make change happen. Make change happen. Make change happen.
Make change happen.